Warning, the following broadcast contains major spoilers for Gundam 00 Season 2, Episode 25, and Rideback Episode 12. You have been warned.
Hello and welcome back to the videocast that is running out of games to use for footage. That's right, you're watching In Motion Episode 6, the return of the regularly scheduled broadcasts.
Sorry. I'm your host, Zanji. At time of recording, I have no internet service at my place, but Shaw Cable is scheduled for an appointment on Tuesday the 14th to hook up my modem. Yay! By the time you're listening to this, it'll probably be past Easter. So, Happy Easter! Woo! Also, at time of recording, I have no job, therefore I'm unemployed. Well, we certainly have a lot to catch up on now, including all the recordings I made on my way down here. I'll probably end up creating a special for that one and end up splitting it into 2 or 3 parts, just like the 3rd episode of In Motion. Without further ado, let's go on to the anime side of life. Just as a note, I may mix random clippets from my car trip into this, since I did review Gundam 00 and Rideback on the way down. Kito Senshi Gundam 00 has wrapped up on March 29th, and the sub files were released faster than any Code Geass R2 sub that I've seen. Now we're just waiting for the Gundam 00 movie that's scheduled for release in 2010. This may or may not be tacked on to the Gundam 30th Anniversary project. Speaking of the 30th anniversary, I haven't heard much else due to the lack of internet at my disposal. We'll have to wait and see.
In Motion presents Gundam 00 Season 2 Episode 25 wrap-up. So, this was it. This is the big thing, the big confrontation. Ribbons had just revealed his master mecha, called the Ribbons Cannon, or Reborn's Cannon, don't ask. We're still waiting for the jury to decide on that one. And Setsuna's in the 00 still. I think he's damaged, can't quite remember. Maybe not as badly as he should be. Still. Well, most of the episode is centered around the fight between Ribbons and Setsuna, with minor interruptions by Hilling and I forget the other one, but the other innovator, in which case Hallelujah, and that's right, Hallelujah, comes to the rescue with what's left of the Cherubim and Lock-On. It's kind of cool to see, I don't know the other one's name, but she was fighting against Lock-On. She's thinking like, oh come on, I can beat this piece of crap beat up mobile suit anytime. Pfft, yeah right, all Lock-On needs is just a second of Trans Am and a beam pistol and fuck, you're gone. You are gone. And then, I guess technically it's not really Hallelujah, it's the combined form of Hallelujah and Hallelujah, but still man. Easily, like, one of the most badass pilots out there. Just the whole, one half is sheer rage, the other is kind of cool, calm, and collected. Who only has one line in Season 2, but that's beside the point. And he ends up using his beam rifle to beat Hilling's mech instead of shooting it. And it was freaking awesome. And then, just like the Arios had, or the Kyrios had the claw shield in Season 1, well the Arios, I'm just getting mixed up. The Arios in Season 2 has basically like claw horns, like when it transforms into fighter mode, the front is claws. They actually do serve another purpose other than just to make it arrow shaped. And yeah, rips off Hilling's escape pod and then, bashes it around a little bit and then goes to cut it in half, and oh man, I tell you, that is a good way to go. Good way to bring him back, too. Whoop, whoop. And then Sumeragi obviously sees that Setsuna's getting a little trashed, because, hey, let's face it, Setsuna's facing a mech that that has 2 faces, kind of like the Severi Gundam, except no Seraphim in there. But, beam cannons everywhere, and saber, and twin Tau drive system, I should mention, It's basically an even footing for Setsuna. Although he does end up losing one of his original GN drives. Ribbons makes off with that, installs it in the O Gundam, which Lasei had to abandon because it ran out of power. Hey, what a surprise. Lasei is cured, by the way, of whatever he had. Space cancer, GN cancer, stuff. I'll get into that one much later. But even with the trash 00, like, it's really damaged. It's missing arms, legs, limbs, wings, GN drives. Well, it turns out that Celestial Being has a little little surprise up their sleeve with what they call the R2, which is really just like the second version of Exia. And man, it's good to see the Exia back in action again. I don't think it got the GN3 blade. I think it just got the GN2. You know, kind of the in-between from first and second season. But hey, still awesome to see Exia versus O Gundam. Man, that's like kind of old school badass right there. And their final battle, what is it? Beam Saber versus Sword, and guess who wins? That's right, Setsuna F. Seiye, otherwise known as Soren Ibrahim. Although somehow he still takes a Beam Saber close to the cockpit, Ribbons' bad aim, and then an explosion after the cockpit's been sliced open, a la, you know, like way back when Amuro and Rambo were fighting, and they sliced open each other's cockpits, and they're like, you, aha, yeah. They must have the explosive, or the second shutters that the Strike had in Gundam Seed when Kira survived Aegis' explosion. Yeah, not really explained. It ends off with Celestial Being returning to space and probably, assuming, going out to Jupiter, where at least 4 GN drive lights are, and according to Gao Zettelgar, otherwise known as Artgur and Lagan, there's a 5th there, but honestly, I think that's just actually part of the planet. But if it's a 5th, it's off-center, so they did it wrong. Fail. Another thing a couple things I didn't quite enjoy, was the lack of resolution between Setsuna and Felt. You know, she kind of confessed, you know, she likes the dude and, you know, gives him a space flower, and he's all like, yeah, okay, that's cool, you know, don't have any relationship with Marina. It's all good. Gonna come back and get me some pink. Her hair's pink, shut up. And then, once the epilogue rolls in, he just, you know, he's standing over Sumeragi's chair. Creepy, she's older than he is, by a lot. And, yeah, they fly off into space. And then there's also the issue of Graham Aker, aka Mr. Bushido, who, I mean, quite obviously didn't commit suicide in the last episode we saw, but really had nothing to do other than show up for a very quick end montage outside Billy's door, and Billy has a framed photograph of him and Sumeragi in their normal suits, which makes them look really, really weird. Yeah. Oh, and Homer commits suicide, though. Homer Katagiri, Billy's uncle. The way Mr. Bushido wanted to go. And just as the end of 00 Season 1 kind of had the tribute to Obama by having a black president to man the newly created Federation, well, now it's Sarah Palin look-alike to man the newly reformed Federation after ALOS has been dealt with. Yeah. Woo! Shout out to current day politics and shit. Oh well, can't complain. Could be worse. And the very, very end scene is a little teaser text saying, watch out for Gundam 00 the movie coming 2010, although according to Japanator, possibly coming out in 2009. Wait, that's this year. No, maybe next year. Just get my facts confused. I was tired. Whatever. Good episode, and I'm glad I got to see it before I left.